I mean, considering, and Zach, you were obviously asked last night about this, but considering how you guys are connected from last November, how surreal, strange, everything that, kind of, as Zach said before, comes full circle now that you guys are teammates in the NFL.
Yeah, I mean, I would just say, first off, I mean, the game, in itself, the up north and Ohio State rivalry is insane, from day one, whenever you attend these prestigious colleges, that's the main goal. So, but, being my rival my first, my 3 years throughout my career, and then finally being teammates, yeah, it's crazy to, see him in the building. I'm going to be seeing him day in and day out, but I mean, we're brothers now, and it's all about that.
What kind of reaction have you gotten since last night from just Northeast Ohio, friends, family, as you gotten to hear from more people about being with the hometown team?
Yeah, being with my hometown team has just been a blessing come true. It's the greatest feeling ever. I feel like, I mean, everybody wants to stay home, but sometimes it's not a reality. But waking up this morning is an actual reality. Like, I mean, waking up as a Cleveland Brown, it's insane. I talked about this with my family, friends since I was, ever since I played football, at the age of 6.
Playing in that style offense you had there at Michigan, how will that prepare you for the NFL?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's perfect. I mean, we were a run-first offense for sure, run the ball a lot, and then they start stacking the box, hitting with the play action. But, I mean, JJ was able to pass the ball too, so I think we were pretty diverse, and able to do a lot of things. So, I'm excited to see how that's going to help me translate to the NFL.
Zach, you made 41 starts at right guard, but how much experience do you have playing other positions?
Yeah, so I cross-trained to play center my sophomore year. We had an older guy come in who was a walk-on, earned his way to have a scholarship, fifth-year guy. He had some back problems, so I cross-trained to play center. He was able to make it through the year, so I never had to play. But I played center in 2 spring games, 2 springs. So, I have experience there, just never any true actual games.
Saying you guys are brothers now, but go back to that game on November 25th and Zach gets hurt. What's that like for you guys to see a moment like that where a guy gets carted off the field? Because it could happen to anybody, right?
Oh yeah, no doubt. I mean, like we were just talking about that, and we were just saying like whoever's going to win that game, that was the the national championship game. So and they won a national championship, so it was no coincidence. But I mean, just seeing that, and it's obviously the biggest rivalry of all sport, but. I mean, just to see that out there, and I mean, we even prayed for him after, when that happened. So, I mean, it was just real tragic to see that. I mean, he's a hell of a player, and my teammate now, my brother. But, we were just real. I mean, because when you go out there against those guys, you want to play against the best. You don't want to go against, no offense to anybody, but the second or third, you want to go against the top. I mean, and this game is all about competing.
Zach was telling us yesterday that you reached out to him after that injury.
Yeah.
Can you just kind of share with us like when you did that and what you were feeling and sort of what you said?
Oh yeah, no, we was just checking up on him, just making sure everything's good. I mean, I know he wanted to play in the national championship game. That was just, I mean, everybody would want to do that though for sure. So, but I mean, for sure, it was just a tragic event that happened.
In the minutes and hours after that injury, all the things you processed, did you worry about your NFL future at all?
I mean, it definitely crossed my mind. I mean, on the, going into that game and, the year I've had and then that happening, I didn't know what had happened at that point, but I mean, it definitely crossed my mind. I knew something had happened to my leg. I didn't know how bad or how good it was, but I mean, it was definitely something that crossed my mind for sure.
Where that you could actually feel something with the bones as you were being
Yeah,
carried up.
so like when the doctors came out, like my leg was kind of sideways, so like they straightened it out, and like I could feel all the bones like in there like crinkling kind of and touching. So it wasn't the best experience, but we got through it.
Case scenario. So where are you health-wise? Have you hit all the checkpoints, and where are you in terms of your rehab?
Yeah, so I'm cleared for everything. So at this point, it's just building the strength back up, building the stamina, but the leg's healed. So at this point, it's just building the calf strength and the muscles around it back up.
You weren't able to work out for any teams?
No, I made a video a couple weeks or a week and a half ago that I posted on social media, but I didn't work out. No, sir.
You're to be in a room now with Wyatt Teller and Joel Bitonio. What do you hope to learn from those two guys, and just how exciting is it for you to be in a room with
two of the best in the game.
Yeah, I mean, I'm pumped to have two guys like that, that have done it and are doing it at a high level. I mean, I'm pumped to come in, be in that room, and just learn from them. Just see how they go about their everyday lives. How they prepare, how they attack practice, all that kind of stuff, and just mimic and attach on them at the hip and just try to grow.
For both of you, what's it like joining a team that's already a playoff team? You're not here with a 2-17 or 2-15 team. So what's that like being on a playoff team?
I mean, first and foremost, just coming in with a team like this, it's a winning tradition, and it's starting to get back to, winning a lot of games. So I feel that's a great thing in itself, and hopefully, we'll be able to bring one back, for the city of Cleveland.
Yeah, I mean, I'm excited. I don't like to lose. I like to win, and I've got some rings over the years, and I'm hoping to keep adding to them.
Did you attend Browns games as a kid?
I think I've been to one. I can't remember which one. I was real young.
A ton of family in town, or can you sort of describe what your family and friends situation is like here?
Yeah, so I don't have too many family members in here. Just my mom, my brother, and that's just about it. Yeah, really.
Part of you hoping to go somewhere else just to get, to kind of broaden your horizons? Maybe you spent all your life in Ohio. Like, did part of you think, okay, I might get drafted somewhere else?
Maybe. I mean, at the time, I felt good at my 30 visit here. I felt at home, and being here. I mean, it's just meeting the people and understanding the culture here, and just, I mean, Coach Schwartz is just understanding his philosophy here is just everything was a fit. I mean, from day one, I loved it here, and even telling my mom and my brother, I feel like Cleveland's the one, and luckily I ended up here, so it was the best thing ever.
Did you guys line up one-on-one at all over the last couple years?
In the game?
Yeah, a couple times.
A couple times, yeah.
Yeah.
He got me on one play.
No, he definitely. Yeah, it was a pretty good battle. He would get me a couple times, but it's all about competing at the highest level for sure.
I think I asked you about Jim Schwartz last
Yeah.
night, but what do you think in general about this scheme where we've heard it last year, defensive tackles don't have to sit there and eat up blocks. They want you guys getting after the quarterback. I guess how much more do you think you can unlock just with your pass rushing?
Man, I feel like Coach Schwartz is just going to bring the best out of me every day, day in and day out, and our whole philosophy is just to attack and disrupt. So just having that mentality and that mindset to finally be able to let the dog unleash, that's the best thing ever.
Huge Browns fan growing up?
Yes, ma'am.
And if so, who were some of the players that you identify with, or what are some of your Browns memories?
I remember when Johnny Manziel got drafted here, Trent Richardson. That was the best thing ever. I mean, I even still watch like little highlights and stuff from like the old things. But yeah, it's just a dream come true to be a Cleveland Brown here, growing up here, been here my whole life. So it's just a hell of a feeling.
So like being a published author?
Yeah, I got a little kid's book. It's interesting for sure. When NIL came out in that whole space, and then, this guy had reached out to us like, I think you guys should make a kid's book. And I didn't really know what to think at first. And then, we spent a good amount of time on it. A lot of help from our parents and our moms too, for sure. Make sure it sounded right.
What's that? Were you and Whipley good friends?
Oh yeah, that was so. I can't remember which season. I think it was 22 season. That was my sophomore year. May have been junior or senior year, but yeah, he was my lifting partner. So like in the off season, so like that whole winter, spring. I mean, he was my lifting buddy every day, and Ohio State we compete every day, even in the weight room. So just being able to understand people from different backgrounds and different ethnicities, and just be able to create a close friendship and brothers for life. And Ohio State is all about the brotherhood, and be able to be with him every day is just.
Drafted?
Yeah.
Is he happy?
Yeah, yes, sir.
It's hard work working on the interior of the defensive line. What do you love most about it?
Disrupting. I mean, just causing havoc. I feel like the best thing ever is just making a quarterback, like just look at you pre-snap and, just just having that anticipation, just disrupting. That's the whole thing at D-line, and just chasing after a quarterback all day. I mean, it's the best thing ever.
You moved to Streetsboro. How did that affect your football journey? What role did Streetsboro and, Pete Thompson play in where you are now?
Yeah, so when I moved to Streetsboro, it was all new to me because they weren't like big on football. You know, they were a little bit more basketball, wrestling. So it was kind of all new to them when I came out there. I came from Cleveland Benedictine, so I mean they were a football school, football, basketball. So they kind of knew the woodworks of that. But going out here, it was just kind of like changing the culture. You know what I'm saying? They didn't know too. You know, they haven't won a conference championship, and I think like a decade or something. So you know, to be able to provide them with, you know, and be a help to the team and bring back multiple of those and make multiple playoff appearances. I mean, that was the best thing that ever happened.
We began together in a way that you would not necessarily have wanted it to. But what would you like the ending to this story to be for you two guys together?
Yeah, I mean, it started off, I mean, like how it is, but let's go win a Super Bowl. Why not? You know what I mean? So, I mean, guess we were enemies in college, but, you know, now we're brothers. Now we're brothers and teammates. So.
Right.
I saw on your social media you've gone gator hunting in the past. I don't know if you know Wyatt Teller is also big into that. Are you excited to get to pick his brain about?
Yeah, no, I'm excited. I'm a big outdoors guy, you know, hunting and fishing. So, you know, whenever I get some off time, it wasn't a ton in college, but, you know, whenever I did, I like to, you know, get outdoors and do that kind of stuff. So I'm excited for sure.
With Joe Thomas.
I know.
Yesterday you mentioned Larry Johnson, what a big influence he was on
Yeah.
you. I guess in what ways and how do you think he most helped your game?
I mean, I feel like Coach Jay helped me. I mean, he's helped me tremendously on the field, of course. You know, just understanding pass rush and all that, and just how to cage the pocket and all that, and how to be a disruptor. But I mean, I feel like the biggest thing he helped me is just off the field. You know, he's my mentor, and he was my sports psych before I was in the sports psych. So, you know, just being transparent with him and being able to talk to him about anything. I feel like that was the best thing that could have happened for me and him, and just to have that real close bond and that relationship. You know, it really helped me as a player.
You said you've been cleared, and now it's just a matter of building up your muscles in that leg. Does that mean you'll be able to be on the field like in OTAs, or are you looking at a different timetable to get back to football stuff?
Yeah, no. I mean, I expect to be on the field for, you know, rookie minicamp here in a week and a half, you know, going through all the stuff on the field, you know, and just see what goes. But my leg feels really good now, so I expect to be on the field.
Do you think that all the Buckeyes in the locker room are going to embrace this Wolverine?
Yes, ma'am. I mean, as harsh as it sounds, I mean, we're brothers now, so, you know, you got to put the past aside, and we got to go out there and go win one.
Brought your own support group here. What can you say about them, and you know, how much does it mean to share this moment with them?
Yeah, I mean, I got my parents here. I mean, they've been a huge part since, you know, the very beginning. You know, my dad played in college, so I mean, my earliest memories are, you know, just watching college football games and, you know, when he was my coach playing flag and, you know, Pee Wee tackle football. So it's pretty surreal to, you know, be here, be a Cleveland Brown, and, you know, just have them by my side for the whole way has been unreal.
Yeah, I feel like it's just a great experience to have my mother, my brother, my girlfriend, and my son here. You know, just to be able to provide my son, just be able to have him look at me, you know, later down the road when he gets older and watch this and, you know, see his dad doing something positive. I feel like that's the greatest thing ever as a father. But, I mean, just I love my mom, and she sacrificed so much for me and my brother, and I know she's going through a lot of emotions right now. So just real thankful and real appreciative of her, but also, you know, just give all the glory to my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. You know, without him, I'm nothing.
You had allowed no sacks and committed no penalties you know, your senior season, obviously until it ended prematurely. But how much pride did you take in that, and what went behind you reaching that level of play?
Yeah, I mean, I think it just comes down to, you know, fundamentals, the dudes around me. I mean, our whole line, we mesh really well together. And, you know, we just, every week we go out there, try to play a clean game, you know, keep JJ up, and, you know, just try to stay ahead of the sticks, you know, penalties, holding penalties, false starts, you know, put you behind the sticks. And, you know, we didn't want to do that. So, you know, just focusing on the little details that had hurt us in the years past and, you know, trying to correct those and keep them out of the game.
Like the cerebral part of the game, which obviously is required to do those things. How much is that a strength of yours along with leadership?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a big part of my game, you know, being able to, you know, adjust on the fly and do all that kind of stuff and adapt. But, I mean, I think it's a strong part of my game for sure.
Injury, I guess, Zach, make you have like a different appreciation for the game? I mean, I know it sounds like it obviously could have been much worse, but how did going through?
Yeah, I mean, it definitely did. I mean, this was the only injury that has ever taken me away from the game ever in my career, especially, you know, through the last couple seasons, coming into this season, coming back for the last year, it being the game against Ohio State, senior night in the big house, all that kind of stuff. I mean, it definitely brought like the appreciation and love that I have for the game back because, you know, I missed being out there with the boys. You know, I want to get back on the field. I want to, you know, start producing and doing all that stuff again. And it really did bring the love back. You know, I've been going on a great run, and to have it all taken away really hurt. So, you know, I'm excited to keep grinding and get back out on the field.
Were you surprised the Browns picked you, or was there an indication they were interested in you?
Yeah, I mean, I had a great formal visit with them at the combine, and we had talked, and you know, with my agent as well. You know, I knew they had liked me, and you know, when those picks were coming around, I had my fingers crossed, and you know, when the phone rang, I was super excited.
Before the draft started, were you hoping to get reconnected with Harbaugh?
I don't know if I'm a West Coast guy, to be honest, but I would have been happy, you know, if he would have taken me as well. Yeah.
With the way you guys played at Michigan, and I'm thinking about that second half against Penn State, when you guys are playing like that and just running the ball, how does that feel for you as a guard? And then how does that mentality kind of translate here?
Yeah, I mean, I think, you know, we couldn't block the guys on the edge, and we were getting some pressure, and, you know, we said, all right, we can't pass, so we're going to run the ball. And, you know, we ran it 30-some times. They knew we were going to run it, and it was more of a, you know, mentality of, you know, we're going to run the ball, so can you stop it? And, you know, the coaches really, you know, put that in our hands, the running backs' hands, and entrusted us with that, which was really special.